Welcome everyone to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time.
None of that affects how you are going to change the world.
That's right.
No, it does not take one person to change the world, but it takes one person to believe in themselves.
Yes.
That they can make a difference.
I love
to
that.
Inspire others.
And that's why, for me, I try to make it my purpose now to try to help other people realize their self-worth, because it's so sad that so many of us, we get destroyed based off of what other people have to say.
Yeah.
I would say do it in your own way, make sure you're doing it on your own accord, and take a risk.
Go out there and live your life passionately. Believe in everything that you're doing and believe in the fact that you will accomplish every single goal. Welcome everyone to Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to confront your past so that you can transform your future. Basically, in the context of this show today, it means for you to research your family history, dig into your roots, spend some time with some OGs in your life that know a little about where you come from and your culture and just anything that they can share with you about your past so that you can transform your future, figure out why you experience the things that you do in your life and how you can better form a future for you and the next generations to come. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on. I hope that you guys had a wonderful weekend. You know, I'm always asking you, Unity community, what have you been up to? So please put in the chat what's been going on. How have you been? It's been a very interesting few days here in the world, and I'm sure a few of you were able to experience it and feel it. I have to tell you, we had a little earthquake last week, April 5th. I survived it. How about you? I'm telling you, it was something that I will never, ever forget. I'm sure I've been through a minimal quake before. It didn't quite hit me the way this one did. I was at home. I was just working as I do, and the house just started shaking. And I'm sitting there literally like looking around, like, what is going on? What is that? And I'm kind of expecting a truck to drive by because I'm thinking the truck is shaking the house. And it lasted a few seconds, but I still just sat there, kind of shook in amazement of what was going on. Was I feeling it? Was the whole world feeling it? I was kind of curious, but also realized that I didn't do my due diligence. Soon as I opened the door and I looked outside, I saw every one of my neighbors outside of their home. That's exactly what I should have done. I should have ran outside because clearly we were having an earthquake and LeShawn was stuck. Like I was feeling the tremors of maybe my heart, my soul, the vibration of the world. I don't know what it was, but I was not prepared. And that whole entire day, as I'm listening to all the stories of everyone sharing of what were they doing and how did they feel and what did they do? How did they react? And I'm sitting there like I was the only one that just kind of sat there stuck. Kind of everyone knew that something was happening, something otherworldly was happening. And I just was in my own little bubble, in my own little world. So what it did for me is made me realize that I need to be prepared for these occurrences, these little unforeseen occurrences that we experience in the world. And I did some research. Obviously, you are supposed to run outside. I heard on the news you're supposed to go and hide up under a desk or something. I just didn't know where to run. I sat there and I allowed the quake to just happen around me. So I want to know what you guys were doing and how you felt after the event. Do you feel that you were prepared? Are you ready for anything that kind of comes your way in case it happens? Are you ready for an emergency? Do you know how to survive and just in case something happens that you weren't quite ready for? Those are the things that I started questioning. And so now I am doing my due diligence, my research. I am making sure that not only is my mind and my spirit and my body ready to react, but also the things around me, the home, the dog, my family, get them to safety as well. Those things went straight out the window when I was feeling that quake, my friend. So please put in the chat, where were you? What did you do? How did you react? And how do you feel about the future and how you would respond to something like that? So that was the quake, as I'm sure you all guys heard of it, where no matter where you were in the world, it was definitely a story that has been told. I was planning on going away during the weekend to visit a friend who had came into town, but into Maryland's town from North Carolina. I haven't seen my girlfriends in quite some time. And at first I, wasn't going to go. I'm thinking there was going to be a series of aftershocks, and I didn't want to be on the I-95 worrying about sinking into the ground. But I ended up going out of town to see my beautiful girlfriends, and we had a sisterhood, a sister soul care weekend. We all got together, we went to dinner, we played games, we had so much fun just reconnecting with each other. I mean, again, I've been caregiving, so I haven't had a time lately to spend with others other than my family members. And it was really good. I really needed it. It rejuvenated me and my spirit. It was a beautiful day in Maryland, so I enjoyed every minute of it. And I encourage every last one of you as well to go out and visit your homeboys and your sisters and your family members that you haven't seen in a while. I'm telling you, they will rejuvenate your spirit. And then came home, and we had to prepare for the event of the year, which was the total eclipse that everyone experienced here in the New York area. People drove up to Canada and Mexico and all of these places to see the eclipse. It was a moment that I heard was breathtaking. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to experience it, but I am telling you, I believe it just strictly from the photos that I saw and the people that I spoke to that experienced it. It was otherworldly. They spoke of how spiritually they felt connected and how they realized there's something out there bigger than themselves. I love the fact that so many people came together to view this event. I'm so happy that everyone was on one accord, no matter where you came from, no matter what political party you're from, no matter what color, nationality you were, you all came together to experience a beautiful, I feel, spiritual event that we only experience once in a lifetime or so. But I'm glad that everybody enjoyed it. It was, from what I understand, the area of totality, and people were standing in certain areas or traveling to certain areas to make sure that they had the best view of the occurrence, the eclipse, and had to wear special glasses, which is why I didn't partake in the event. I didn't have my special glasses, but I'm glad that a lot of you guys out there were able to enjoy it. So again, it's all about, as you know, me sharing with you guys exactly what the unity in the community is doing. And as I mentioned before in the show, it's about transforming your future and living the best life that you possibly can. In doing so, sometimes you have to confront your past. You have to dig deep into your roots, your heritage, the things that you are unaware of that may have transpired in your family line that you need to know about so that you can have a better, productive, and whole and fulfilled future. And also to build a better foundation for the generations to come. I had the pleasure of meeting this amazing woman a few years ago who has an organization called Sweet Mother Incorporated, where she just supports and serves and just helps extraordinary women who are doing extraordinary things. Well, she also is a travel agent, traveling all around the world, reconnecting people to their roots, showing them, all their culture and the beauty of their culture and how they can share that with the people in their lives today. This amazing woman we're going to have on the show, and the title is Confronting the Past, Transforming the Future. And we're going to discuss that with the beautiful Miss Eugenia Chinsman. Eugenia Chinsman, President, CEO of Man's Travel, has steered Man's Travel to win the Best of Business Awards for 14 consecutive years. Beyond business success, Eugenia's commitment to social upliftment shines through her dedication to connecting African Americans with their roots through annual roots and cultural tours, empowering them to embrace their heritage and pursue their dreams. As a catalyst for sustainable social and development relationships between America and Africa, Eugenia's leadership extends to pivotal initiatives like the Amistad Cultural Tour, marking historical milestones in the abolition of the slave trade. Her influence resonates in publications, professional journals, and recognition from tourism directors in African diplomatic missions. Committed to giving back, Eugenia is also the founder and president of Sweet Mother Incorporated, a foundation celebrating ordinary women's extraordinary contributions and supporting education for disadvantaged youth. With a profound belief in the power of giving and sharing, Eugenia's life philosophy echoes through her actions. Her global travels and diverse experiences have reinforced her conviction that true success lies in enriching the lives of others. Guided by the principle that the more we share, the more we have, Eugenia continues to inspire positive change, transforming lives and shaping a brighter future for generations to come. So please help me welcome the beautiful Miss Eugenia Chinsman. Hello there, my friend.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Thank you for this wonderful introduction.
Oh, no problem, my friend. This is all you. All I'm doing is reading it. You have done extraordinary things. And mind you, I had to cut the bio down quite a bit, but that basically summed it up. You're doing extraordinary things in this world, and I'm so grateful to have you here.
Thank you.
No problem. Now, I understand that you're in your car. We wanted to get you, somewhere a little bit more stable, but you always on the run, always doing things, always busy. We had to catch you where we could for the benefit of my hour that I have for this show. So I'm just so happy that you're comfortable. Everything is good and you hear me well, right?
Yes, and can you see me well?
Yes, yes, yes. You look great. You look beautiful. So, as I
Thank
mentioned
you.
earlier in the show, confronting our past, transforming our lives. I know that that is important to you with all that you do, as well as your business, which we'll get into in a moment. But can you please share with us a little bit about your past? Can you tell us about your upbringing and a little about your life?
Yes, as you introduced me, my name is Eugenia Chinsman. I was born in Sierra Leone in West Africa,
Hmm.
and where I went to school and I did my early education there. And at the age of 17, I went to England to further my education.
Mhm.
And I stayed in England for almost 15 years, met my husband, who was studying civil engineering, and he actually earned a PhD in soil mechanics.
Oh, wow.
So we finally went home, we got married, we are blessed with two lovely children who lives in the United Kingdom, because we had to put them in school there because of my husband's job. He actually got into a job with the United Nations, and we worked for the United Nations for 25 years, living in different parts of the world,
Mm,
mostly in Africa.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. How was
Yes.
life in Sierra Leone? Tell me a little about your upbringing there.
Well, Sierra Leone has a very interesting history. The capital, Freetown, was actually established for freed slaves.
Mm,
And in the 1800s, after the slave trade here in the United States, there were quite a lot of people who want to go back home.
mm,
And Sierra Leone was one of the countries that were selected for the resettlement of enslaved people. And my ancestors were one of those people that they took back.
Oh, wow.
So we have people who came from Jamaica. We have the Maroons. We even have a Maroon church there. We
Mm.
have people from Brazil. We have people all over the Caribbean who went back to live in Sierra Leone and Liberia also.
Oh, wow.
And and so the capital was bought for the resettlement of freed slaves.
Wow.
And so the people who actually inhabit the capital of Sierra Leone are people who actually were taken back to resettle in Africa.
Wow, that is amazing. So tell me, the
Yes.
little girl living in Sierra Leone, what did you dream about? What were your hopes while you were there, knowing that you came from an area, that was built up, from slaves, who wanted to come back to their home country. Tell me how your dreams and your hopes were shaped back then. Oh, you disappeared. Where are you, lady? Where are you? All right. We're going to wait for my friend to come back. As she mentioned, she's from Sierra Leone, and she got her education in London. Yes, she married a doctor, an engineer, and we're going to discuss when Miss Chinsman comes back. I think she's coming back on now. Can you see me, Miss Chinsman? Hello? All right. Okay. All right. So we're going to give her a moment to return. That's what happens, on live TV, my friends. And you know that she was in her car while she was in featured in the interview. So we're just going to give her a moment to return. In the meantime, so yes, we're going to be discussing today, how important it is for us to, revisit our roots. As she mentioned, she's from Sierra Leone, and she's been living here in the United States for quite some time. Miss Chinsman owns a travel agency called Man's Travel, and Man's Travel allows her to introduce so many different people to their history, their culture, allowing them to return back to where they came from, revisit those towns and those little areas, those little nooks, their tribe, so to speak, so that they can get a better understanding of who they are. She's an amazing woman, who I've had the pleasure of participating in quite a few of her events that she's had throughout the years. I've also been a winner of the Community Advocate Award from the Sweet Mother Incorporated organization. So it was definitely a blessing. She's truly, truly an amazing woman, doing some really, really,
Hello?
really good things. Yes, there she
Can
goes.
you hear me?
Back. I sure can. I can't see you. Where are you? There you go. She's back.
Hello?
Yes. Can you see me? Hello? Can you see me? Or can you hear me? All right. We're going to give hello. Hello. We're still
I
right.
think we lost each other.
I can see you. Can you see me? I feel like I want to call her, but I'm going to give her a second because I'm sure she'll figure it out. She's going to go back in. Hello. She's going to go out and come back in.
Hello?
Yes. All
Hello?
right. I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to call her while we are
Hello?
live. So, as you see, she's still trying to get on. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Please don't
Hello?
lose us yet. We are going to take care of this in a second. Just give me a moment. No, actually, you were just on. So just log out and go right back into the StreamYard, okay? All right. Yes, log out and then just go right back in. Sorry about that, guys. Again, that's live TV. So, anyway, for you, those of you who are watching, please put in the chat. Um, where have you traveled? Have you traveled recently? Have you gone out of the country? Have you explored your family history? Have you spoken to the older family members in your life about what's going on in not just your family today, but what has been going on in your family in the past? Discover a little about where you come from and the experiences that all of your older family members went through. Get a better understanding of your roots. I'm telling you honestly, once you find out where you come from and the type of people, the culture, the beautiful culture that you come from, it will give you such a joyful feeling in your heart when you discover. Hello.
Okay, back.
You had me sit up here yapping, lady. I was like, where is she? I was not, see, I wasn't prepared. I need to get it together. I'm gonna have
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
in events like this. But thank you so much for returning. I don't know what happened, but you're back, and that's a blessing. So we were talking about you being from Sierra Leone. I want to know, Miss Eugenia Chinsman, what were your dreams? What were your hopes when you were younger?
As a child growing up in Sierra Leone, it was a wonderful experience, and knowing my history that the people living in the capital. By the way, let me just go back a little. Sierra Leone was colonized by the British people,
Okay.
and so the capital of Sierra Leone was was called the colony of Sierra Leone,
Okay.
Freetown. And so growing up in Sierra Leone and being part of the group of people that were taken to resettle in a country in which was not, we really don't know
Mm,
whether it's a country of our birth, because it was just a mixture of people taken from everywhere and resettled in Sierra Leone. So
right.
my hopes and dream was to be able to connect my my African sisters that were left behind with their roots in Africa.
Yes.
And so I actually made that my niche market when I started to sell travel.
I love that. I love that. Well, I was just sharing with everyone that that's what you do. You connect a lot of people, everyone, with their roots by taking these extravagant trips around the world. So tell me, how did that become your passion now? Because I know you enjoy it. I know you're still traveling after all these years, and this business was built in what, 1997? When did you?
1998.
Yes, yes. So
Yes.
men's travel has been around for quite some time, winning just so many awards. And just share with us real quick, like, how did that come about, and a little about your first couple of trips.
Okay, so when my husband retired from the United Nations, some of my friends said to me, "What are you going to do with your time?" Well,
Mm,
I have a background in international affairs, and I had actually done a course called World Cultures. So someone said to me, "Why don't you start a travel business?"
oh
I
wow.
said, "Oh, wow." So I actually kept that in one compartment of my head. And then it worked out wonderfully well, because when I moved back to the States, my kids were in boarding school in England, because we had actually kept them in boarding school because we were moving around a lot.
Mm,
So we wanted them to be in one place.
okay.
So starting a home-based business was, and selling travel, which has actually become my passion, and then my niche, which has always kept as my goal and my passion to reconnect my people with their roots in Africa, came into a big play in my life. So I started to look into how I'm going to do this. And it turned out that there were quite a few people who have actually done their DNA, and they knew exactly where they came from, who their ancestors were, but just waiting for somebody to take them there.
Yeah.
And so I came into play there. And in the last 18, 19 years, I've connected almost 500 African Americans with their roots in Ghana, in Senegal, in Togo, in Benin, in Sierra Leone, where I came from, all
Mm.
over.
Wow, that is beautiful. Tell me how do your tour I'm going to call them tourists, but they're really not. You know what I mean? But how do they feel, once they actually get to their home country and actually see and feel, the surroundings, the area, the people.
It is one of the most wonderful emotions I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like in a place like Ghana and Senegal, they have what they call the door of no return,
Mm,
which means that when our ancestors left, they actually went through that door and they were taken on the boat and never came back to slavery.
mm,
So when they found their roots and they went back, they go through that door and said, "I have returned."
yes.
And some of them take it as a pilgrimage. Some
Yeah.
of them will put on white clothes, and I could hear them scream, and I could hear them say, "I smell the smell of my ancestors in
Mm,
these places."
yeah.
And I could see them falling out. Some fell on the floor, crying. It's just emotions that I cannot even describe.
Yeah.
But then, finally they would say, "I just want to thank you because I've put a closure to my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have known my people. I've
Yeah.
met them. I've touched them. I've touched the soil."
Mm,
And
yes.
some of them will take a bottle and take some of the water or the soil with them to bring back.
Oh my God. Where were most of them actually searching for? Because, sometimes you have to be lost to want to explore that. You have to be feeling a void or some type of emptiness within. Can you tell me just, from a few of experiences, from others, what they were actually in search of?
Most of them were in search of knowing their ancestral roots, their own people. Like people that went to Sierra Leone, they told me that one, they want to meet their people and they want to adopt the
Oh my, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Aw. Miss Chinsman. I wonder if she can hear me. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Chinsman, we can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Go out and come back in. I can't hear you. Yeah. Oh. Can you hear me? I could see you, but I can't hear you. All right, we're going to give her a moment to come back in. Oh my God, it was just getting so good. I love hearing stories of people who have retraced the feet of their ancestors. I can only imagine how beautiful it must feel to just walk the same path as those that came before you. I've actually considered getting my ancestry 1, 2, 3 and me done, so I could figure out exactly where I originated as well. My parents are from Virginia, and I do go quite often to
back.
visit. All right, you're back. There goes my friend. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, we got to make sure your phone don't keep going out, my friend. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
like the time lapse or time stamp that you have for your screen. You still
I
hear me
don't
though,
know why
right?
it keep going off like that.
Okay. All
Mm.
right. All right, we're gonna try it again. If you go out,
Okay.
just always just go out and just come back in, okay? All right, so it
Okay.
was getting good. So the people were saying, go ahead, continue.
Okay. And some of them wanted to adopt the names of their ancestors. Some of them wanted to become a citizen of the country. So
Mm,
I was able to negotiate through the Ministry of Tourism in Sierra Leone, and the president was very excited to discover that there are people who have actually found their roots in Sierra Leone and not only want to reconnect with their ancestors, they want to become citizens. And so he granted them citizen. So they have dual citizenship. They are Sierra Leoneans and Americans. They have not lost their American citizenship.
I love
So,
that.
but when they go home on this pilgrimage, they meet with their ancestors
Mm.
and they have a naming ceremony for them. And the highlights of the whole tour is when they receive their Sierra Leone passport.
Nice.
And yes,
I love that.
yes.
Are these, people once they return, are they compelled to kind of like get all of their family members involved and have them return as well? And really?
No, they're not compared. But most of them have gone back. Some of them have established business.
Mm.
There is a teacher, I know a retired teacher in Washington who was actually spending almost 6 months of the year in Sierra Leone helping teaching in different schools. So some of them have gone back to help to develop the country in different aspects of their lives.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
What do
Some
you
of them have even gotten married to their
really?
ancestral sister. Yes.
They
And have
found
three
their mate?
weddings last year.
You're saying they found their mate in their home
They
country?
found their mates and they're married there.
Wow. Oh my God, that is beautiful. That is really
Yes.
special. Oh wow, that's beautiful. So again, taking them back there, allowing them to just have their whole family lineage and ancestry just permeate throughout them. What do you think they're learning or gaining from it?
What they're gaining is one, knowing their own people, getting to understand their culture. And one thing we do in Sierra Leone is that we sort of connect them with their ancestors and we get elders in the community which they came from to
Mhm.
continue to mentor them about all the different cultural aspects of their lives that they have missed.
Yeah.
So they are attached to a particular chief in that particular area who adopt them immediately as their own
Mhm.
daughter or son and kept constant touch with them and continuously teach them things that they did not know.
Yeah.
And some of them have bought land. So there's one starting a very big agricultural program there.
Mhm.
So they're not compelled to take anyone who don't want to go or is not interested. In fact, I recently have a request for a lady who wants to go to Ghana, and she said she doesn't want to know anything about slavery.
Wow.
She just wants to go to Ghana and spend a big birthday there, but does not want to know anything about slavery. There are some people like that.
Yeah.
But those who are very much interested to know who they are.
Mhm.
And one of them said, in the United States, I'm called a nigger. But here, I felt so comfortable amongst my people. And
Right.
I don't think I was a nigger.
Yeah.
And that name does not associate with me.
With me. Oh wow. It
Yeah.
must be empowering, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's very, very empowering. And from what I've seen, it has developed so much confidence in some of these people
Yeah.
that they have a place which they know is theirs and their people.
Yes, I love that. Well, tell me,
Yeah.
how important is it for us to kind of confront that, to rediscover or discover for a lot of people their past so that they can have these meaningful lives for the future?
Well, it depends on the individuals. There are some individuals who don't even want to know anything anymore. They accept the situation in which they are. For
Mm,
those who are interested to go deeper and seriously want to know who they are, they go into very extreme situations to make sure that they find who they are. And
mm.
that connection has been a wonderful experience for them.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I love that. Do you
Yeah.
provide the education as well, as the tour guide? You know, as the person that facilitates these trips, are you providing them with the education needed as well, or is that gained, once they step foot into on the land?
We always have a guide, well au fait with the history, and the guide normally goes around with our groups. And in Sierra Leone, the moment they arrive 2 days before the program starts, there is a program held for them in which they are taught all types of different things about the people of Sierra Leone.
Mm. And this
Yeah.
also extends to the other countries that you travel,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
All right.
They're always a well educated, well knowledgeable guide
I
that
love
goes
that.
with it all.
I
Yeah.
love that. Are you
Yeah.
finding that, a lot of people are still interested, at this time? I know, 10, 15, 20 years ago is kind of different, and maybe even a hard sell to some people. I growing up did not think that I would be able to explore the world. And now I am an avid traveler. And the reason why I didn't think I would be able to explore the world is because I never thought I could afford it. It never seemed that it was tangible for the average person. So tell me, what do you think about that? And do you find that it's easier for people to sort of take these trips, to discover their ancestry?
Okay, these trips are planned over a year,
Mm,
and people will have a payment plan.
mm,
So you don't decide that you want to go and we expect you to pay everything in full. So the most important thing is that we pay a deposit which covers your place in the air and in the hotels where they stay. And it's always full board.
mm.
Both their lunch, dinner, and breakfast are included in all the places we go to. And
Okay.
we have a payment plan and we give them different times in which these payments should be made.
Mm-hmm.
So it's extended through a period of a year
Okay.
before the tour. So, like now, I already have people who have started paying towards their trip in November in Sierra Leone. The homecoming pilgrimage is always twice a year. It's
Right.
either in April and in November.
Okay. All right. I
Yes.
love it. Have you had repeat? Obviously, I know you've had repeat travelers, but repeat to whereas they're on every one of your excursions so that they can explore different places.
In fact, I'm in the process of putting together what they call a reunion. The
Mm.
first group that went, they now want to have like a family reunion at home.
Oh,
So they're going to go in November this year.
I love that. That is
Yes.
beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And quite a few of them have gone back several times.
Oh my
Several
goodness.
times.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I mean, it's home now, so why
Yes, it's
not?
home.
Why not visit it?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Now, in speaking, to your travelers and the experiences, I'm sure have changed them immensely. Did they share with you any hopes that they had after gaining, the information that they received?
Well, their hope, most of them, their hope is to go back and live in these countries. Their dream is to be able to go back, construct a home, and virtually move themselves from the United States to live in these different places. Yes.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Most of them, they
Mm-hmm.
just want to go back. And so they're thinking, looking at buying a land, piece of parcel of land that either they can start cultivating something. There's another lady who has actually started an agricultural program with her people in a region in Sierra Leone.
Oh, wow. That's
And
beautiful.
she's actually using her own money to support the program.
Oh, wow. anyone, came home and kind of wanted to use whatever they learned from their new home here in the US, and not want to, dash so quickly, because I know it might be so beautiful that they want to go back. But if they could bring anything back here, did anyone share what that would be?
Well, and most of them have said if they have the opportunity, and some of them, one of them is actually going around speaking to different communities about how he felt finding his home, meeting his people, eating the food of his ancestral land, and what it meant to him, and how it has changed his life, and trying to see whether he could get others to follow suit and do exactly what he has done. He said, "My life has changed. I will take my experience to my grave."
Mm,
And just meeting my own people and eating with them in the same place, just being able to interact with them,
mm,
has made such a valuable change in my life.
yeah.
And I know who I am. I'm
Yes.
not just anybody in the United States
Yes.
like I used to think.
Yep. That's the key right there. I am not
Yes,
the average ordinary like I used to think,
yes,
because now
yes.
you know your roots.
Now I know my home. I know my
Yes.
people.
Yes, I love that,
Yes.
Miss Chinsman. I love that. Well, tell me, what do you find fulfilling about what you do, and connecting, these souls with their home?
I think the most fulfilling thing for me is when I see the emotions that people express. I am here. I came home. I walked through the door. I have returned.
Yeah.
I have found who I am. I am not just anyone. I have my people.
Hmm. I found my
That is
tribe.
I find my tribe. I found my people. I know who I am. I'm not just anyone. It
Hmm.
is so consoling to me
Yeah.
that I've been able to make this happen for people who would never have thought they would have had that type of experience in their life.
Yeah, I love that. Are you tired? I mean, every time I turn around, lady, you're on a plane. So are you getting tired? Is what, 26, 25 years now that you've been doing this? How is Miss Eugenia right now?
Miss Eugenia is tired. No, I don't think there's the word tired in my, because when you start feeling tired, you have to find a way to refire.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you don't refire, then you know what happens.
yeah. You're right about that, lady. Well, like I mentioned earlier in the show, you are also the founder of Sweet Mother Incorporated, which is an organization who supports extraordinary women doing extraordinary things. So tell me a little about how Sweet Mother came about and what is its mission.
Well, Sweet Mother came about because in every country that I lived, I automatically became the president of the United Nations Women's Group.
Mm,
And I found myself becoming a psychologist, and with all these women coming to me and expressing to me what they've done in life. And yet, you know, they've left everything, followed their husbands like I did in all these countries.
yeah,
And people don't even know how these ordinary women
yeah,
have done extraordinary things, lives that they have changed in their profession, in their homes as mothers. Some of them who do not have children have become the voice for kids all
yeah.
over the world. Wherever they find themselves, they
Hmm.
become that voice.
Hmm.
So I told myself, whenever I have the opportunity, I'm really going to do something to recognize these ordinary women
Hmm.
and celebrate them for what they do.
I love that.
So I started Sweet Mother like on Mother's Day. I would sort of do like a dinner cruise in which people come and honor their mothers.
Mm.
And then it turned out that my church wanted to support a program in Africa
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to support a program that includes disadvantaged kids.
Mm.
So when the church unfortunately closed down, some of the members spoke to me and said, Eugenia, why don't you transform Sweet Mother to a program where we can use the proceeds for the education of disadvantaged kids, both in our community and globally?
Yes. Yes.
And so that was how we started.
I love
And
that.
14, yeah,
I love
14
that.
years ago, now this year is 15, we've
Wow.
actually celebrated 48 women all over the United States
Mm.
doing extraordinary things.
And you are supporting them in their education. You're supporting them in their business endeavors. Tell us a little about how you guys support them.
We're supporting not the women, but the disadvantaged kids all
Okay.
over
Okay.
the world and also within our community.
Mm.
In Sierra Leone, unfortunately, we had a war that lasted almost 14 years, and kids were abducted and raped and lost their parents. And then Ebola came,
Yeah.
and people lost their parents also. So
Mhm.
this school, which is being run by an organization called the Forum of African Women in Education,
Mhm.
and any girl child that enters those schools signs
Oh, we missed her. She's out again. She's gonna come back on though. I can't hear you. She's going to go back out and come back in. I hope you guys are having fun with us today. This is Abracadabra, I guess. I don't know. She's coming back in a few minutes. She was sharing with us what Sweet Mother organization does for the disadvantaged children in Sierra Leone as well as Connecticut. I was honored to attend her tea party which she had last year and she's actually going to be having again this year. And she's going to talk a little about that when she returns. But this tea party was amazing. I was able to MC along with another young lady. This year, I will be MCing again. It is in Connecticut, my friends. Please put that flyer up again and let's let you know where it's located. It is going to be on the 5th of May, and that is a Sunday. It is a tea party. We had delicious little finger sandwiches. They had all kinds of teas from all over the world. We had delicious pastries and oh, it was fabulous. I enjoyed it immensely. Those are the young ladies that attended. We wore our big, beautiful hats or fascinators. We all got dressed up and we just honored those beautiful women in Sierra Leone who are doing extraordinary things. These young girls who have been through so much, who were decided that they prefer to get an education rather than to be married off at 12, 13 years old. And Sweet Mother Incorporated, as well as the organization that she's partnered with, enables these girls to pursue their education and provides them with the tools that they need. And I think that is very important that we all get involved because these young ladies would choose to have a future in being business women and mothers and probably wives, but they don't want to be, married off so soon, so early in their life before they actually figure out who they are and what their gifts are and what they have to offer the world. So Sweet Mother Incorporated, which Miss Eugenia is the founder of, definitely provides them with everything that they need in order to thrive in their world. And I am so happy to be on part of it. Well, hello there, my friend. You're back. Well, we only got another 7 minutes anyway, so probably by the time we end, it'll go out again. But continue where you left off.
okay, well, where did we leave?
We were talking
Oh,
about the young ladies who are married off, who, want to pursue their education, that you support them and continue. I can't hear you again. Oh, she's gonna have to come back in. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have Miss Chinsman back for another interview so that we can have her in her fullness. Like this coming in and out, it's just a lot. But there's her information, Sweet Mother Incorporated. Website is sweetmotherawards.org, and you can check out her travel agency, Man's Travel LLC, and there's the phone number at manstravel.net. Again, we've just been talking about how important it is for us to confront our past to transform our future. And she shared some really, really great stories about people who have traveled back to their motherland, to their home country, to just learn more about their history and their roots. She is so passionate about the work that she does. And, she's not tired yet. It's been over 25 years and she is still going, my friends, because every time I speak to this young lady, she is on the plane headed somewhere or booking the event. So are you back? Can we hear you?
let me
Oh
tell
my
you.
goodness. So
Oh my
yes,
God.
real quick before it breaks up again, I was just telling everyone that you're coming back, my friend. And next time we're gonna either get you here in the studio or we're gonna get you at a computer desk or something, because
Exactly. This
there's
is no
so
good.
much that we need to hear and understand and get the fullness of. And cutting in and out, it didn't really enable us to get the full scope. But I will say that you're doing some really beautiful and extraordinary things. So real quick, tell us again what you do for the young girls in Sierra, or the disadvantage in Sierra Leone.
Well, in Sierra Leone, we support a school which is being run by an organization called the Forum of African Women in Education.
Mm,
And this school actually, when any girl child that enters the school signed a contract with the school that they're going to stay in school, and we follow them up to university level. And
oh,
I'm proud to say that we have 5 girls this year who had actually entered university, and one is actually graduating in September.
I love that.
And when you think of where these girls came from, with no support, no parents, and the condition under which they study, we
Yeah,
are so proud that we've been able to support them to
yeah,
make them successful.
I love that.
Yes.
I learned last year at the Tea Party that a lot of these ladies, because of Ebola, and the war and things of that nature, and because they were taken from their families, that a lot of them were maybe forced into maybe getting married earlier than they would have liked to, and that your organization helped them receive an education. Is this so?
Yes, that's so.
Okay.
That's why we support the Forum of African Women in Education,
Mm,
because these kids have to sign a contract with the school that they will not leave the school
I love
until they get to university, and we help them to get there.
I love that. Well, you
Yes.
host a couple of events each year.
Yes.
I know that you have the Tea Party coming in May. I am
Yes.
so excited about it. Real quick before we go, tell us a little about the Tea Party, how it came about, and why we should be there. Don't tell us how much it costs. Don't go into all of that, because they don't want to hear
Well,
that. But
we do 2 fundraisers every year to
okay.
support our project, and
Okay.
one of them is the Victorian High Tea.
Mm,
And we just discovered that there are women around who has these beautiful clothes and hats and gloves, never had the opportunity to dress, and I mean dress to the nines, to
yes.
go to a sort of kind of environment where you are served your Victorian tea. And
Yeah.
so it has become a really good popular event. So we're
Yes.
going to have that again for the 4th time this on the 5th of May at the No Walk Inn. And of course, who is the MC? Miss LeShawn. We are so grateful and so lucky to have you amongst
Aw,
us.
thank you. I so appreciate it. We got a couple of pictures of us dressed to the nines last year. You, as always, looking fabulous, my friend, and the beautiful ladies that attended as well. It was awesome.
Yes.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the event this year.
Yes,
Miss
thank
Chen,
you.
yes, I love everything that you're doing. I love that you're connecting so many with their history and their culture. And yeah, I want you to continue to do it. I might have to get on one of those trips, my friend, once I do my 23 and me and figure out exactly where I come from in the first place. But I'll
No, you
definitely.
have to go to africanancestry.org.
Okay. All
African
right.
Ancestry gives you the exact results that you need.
All
And
right.
I also do other things. I sell destination weddings and honeymoons. I sell African safaris.
Oh wow.
40% of my business, I do cruises, and I specialize in group travel.
Oh wow.
So we sell
Let-
from the Galapagos to the Antarctica, wherever you want to go.
I love
And
it. Well, let's
our homecoming, pilgrimage, and safaris niche market. I
love
just want to
it.
thank you to give me the opportunity to be in your program despite all the different
It's okay. I'm
disappearance.
gonna have you back. I mean, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
talk about the tea party after, you know what I mean? After
Yes.
it happens. But we're gonna put your
Okay.
information up, please. Everyone, you just heard everything that she said that she offers through Man's Travel. Please reach out to the beautiful Miss Eugenia Chinsman. And if you want to get involved with Sweet Mother Incorporated, please take the opportunity to check out her website and everything that they're doing. Miss Chinsman, thank you so much for being here. I so very much appreciate you. I'm going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You, but I don't want you to go. Okay. So stay right there. Okay.
Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
So we're going to get to the Dare to Be You. And it is embrace the journey of confronting your past, for it holds the key to transforming your future into one filled with travel, family, love, growth, and happiness. Remember your roots and use them as stepping stones towards the vibrant destination ahead. So let's confront the past to shape a brighter future, embark on the journey of self discovery and transformation, pave the way for a life filled with possibility and fulfillment. And that's basically what we wanted to share with you today when I could get my friend on every few minutes. But listen, I want you to share with us what is on your heart. What would you like to share with the Your Our Unity community?
Oh my God. My objective in life is to change lives. And my objective, my mission is to refuse to walk away. Uh, Refusing to walk away when I see a situation in which I could be of tremendous help. And the lives that we have changed has been one of the biggest success of my life.
I love that. Well, we can't hear her. We can't hear her, but I loved where she left off. It is the biggest success of her life to be of service for others and to others, to give back in any way that she possibly can. And that's what Your Our Unity is all about. It's just sharing with you stories of people who are doing just that, serving in any capacity that they possibly can, supporting those that are in need, educating people, providing the tools and resources for people to be whole individuals. That's what we were all created to be, whole, happy individuals, no matter where we're from. We have to realize that our creation, the reason for our creation is to be joyful, living in peace, living unified with those around us, but more importantly, having love within ourselves. And I'm so glad that she's allowing people out there to be able to travel and experience where they came from so that they can find that fulfillment and that love. So I'd like to thank you, Miss Chisman. We have to end here, but
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Go ahead.
Sorry about all the disconnection.
It's
I hope we'll be
okay.
able to put it together.
Oh, thank you, my love. But don't you
Yeah,
worry
thank you,
about
thank
it.
you, thank you.
You welcome.
Love you a lot.
I love you too. Well, look, I'm going to end it right there. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Your Our Unity. Please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. Let's go out there and be some love, give some love, and share some love. We'll see you next week. I want you to have a wonderful evening and remember that I love you. We'll see you later, Miss Chinsman. Have a good
Thank you.
night.